liberated by their religious experiences. I think possibly the human spirit is naturally inclined towards peace. Men and women should have access to equal opportunities in all aspects of life. As I work with faith communities, encouraging them to dialogue with each other, bringing them together, having seminars and workshops and training events, that kind of thing, for Muslims, Sikhs, Hindus, Jews, Christians, Buddhists, Baha'is.
Kia ora. Welcome to Baha'i on Air. My name is Heather Simpson. Today I have a special guest, Dr Maureen Seir, who has come from Scotland to the Pacific region. Welcome, Maureen. Thank you for coming to spend some time with us.
Thank you.
Maureen, I understand that you have just won a Fulbright scholarship. Could you tell me about that?
Yes, I'm actually very excited about that. This is the first time that the Fulbright UK-US Scholarship Awards have gone to an interfaith project. And this was a scholarship that was offered to 13 different countries around the world. And eventually they've chosen a delegation of 10 individuals who will go to America for 4 months, and they'll work collaboratively on interfaith and interfaith projects together. I think the first 3 weeks will be at Santa Barbara University, and we'll be exploring how to tackle some of the religious tensions in the world through collaborative interfaith work and interfaith dialogue. So I only found out yesterday, so I'm still a bit in awe of the fact that this has happened, but I'm very, very excited. I think it's important work.
This is a very significant achievement. Now, you've been working in interfaith matters for quite some time, haven't you?
I have, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what work do you do in Scotland that relates to interfaith activities?
I work for the Scottish Interfaith Council, and I'm their Development and Education Officer. And I've been working as a Development and Education Officer since 2002. And it's great, exciting work, actually.
What are your responsibilities as the Development Officer?
Okay, this is going to sound really daunting, but of course I have a whole, team of people behind, working with me and supporting. We have a 40-member council, a 9-member executive, and we have 4 members of staff now. Although when I first came into post, I was the first paid interfaith worker in Scotland ever, as far as I'm aware. This was a completely new post.
So you're a pioneer.
Well, the organisation is. And the work that I do is I work with faith communities, encouraging them to dialogue with each other, bringing them together, having seminars and workshops and training events, that kind of thing, for Muslims, Sikhs, Hindus, Jews, Christians, Buddhists, Baha'is, all the faiths of Scotland. We have a very multi-faith country. I also work with young people, with women, and do an interfaith conference, interfaith retreats for young people, seminars for women. I support the local interfaith groups of Scotland. There are 10 of those at the moment, 12 now, 12 interfaith groups scattered all over Scotland, from the urban areas of Glasgow and Edinburgh right up to Shetland Isles, in far north of Scotland. There are interfaith groups up there. Part of the role of the Interfaith Council is also to involve the minority faith communities particularly, but all faith communities, in government processes and civic processes, making sure they have a voice in the Scottish Executive and Scottish Parliament, making sure they know what the issues of the day are that might affect them and their faith communities. And we do faith awareness training. And in fact, it's all kinds of things. We have publications. A Guide to Faith Communities in Scotland was one, for example. Our young people put together a fabulous publication on how to be eco-friendly in your faith community. And they worked collaboratively, young people from all the faiths of Scotland, working on that together. And I could go on and on and on and ramble on, but I mean, it's exciting work. And what's really nice is there's a real commitment in Scotland to interfaith dialogue at all levels. The religious leaders support the work that we're doing, and we facilitate biannual, twice a year meetings of the religious leaders of Scotland. There's local groups, there's national organisation. It really is, very vibrant.
It sounds to me like an idea which is permeating all levels of society, and I'm wondering if interfaith activities are promoted through schools.
Yes, there's a wonderful movement called the Religious Education Movement in Scotland. I mean, we have really very, very good religious and moral education anyway in Scotland, from primary school right through to secondary school, right through to universities. Of course, you can do religious studies degrees, where young people from 5 onwards look at the different world religions and explore aspects of the different world religions. Right through to secondary school, they can take their higher degrees and such like in religious education. and the religious education movement's there to support religious education in Scotland and RE teachers. It's called religious and moral education. So there's a good understanding, I think, in Scotland about how important it is to recognise the diversity of faiths that there are in the world, and that's great, you know.
That's excellent to hear that the young people are being included, because as we know, as the twig is bent, so the tree will grow.
Yeah.
That's wonderful news.